Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another Pick a Moon Goddess reading, and we are focusing in on your soulmate, whether they're presently in your life or they will be entering your life soon. I don't believe in everyone having just one soulmate. I believe we have several soulmates of all sorts, romantic, platonic, familial. So just keep that in mind. Just because someone may come through in this reading doesn't mean that someone else is not also your soulmate. Also, I want to remind you guys that I do offer personal readings, and I especially offer love readings, so go ahead and check that out on my website, spiritpsychic.org, if you want a personal reading one-on-one. These group readings are really awesome on YouTube, but sometimes if you just need a little extra help or advice personalized to you, it's good to get a personal reading. So once you are ready, just take a deep breath, relax, ask out loud or in your head to the universe, your spirit guides, yourself, whomever, who is the next soulmate that I need to be paying attention to right now. And once you've asked that, take a look at all three of these moon goddesses on screen. We have group number 1. I was going to start describing them, but they all kind of look the same. Just pick group number 1, 2, or 3. Follow your intuition here. And whatever you intuitively feel drawn to, that is your reading. You can either watch through or skip ahead using the timestamps. Let's begin. Hello and welcome. Let's see who your soulmate is, get all types of information about this relationship, about them. So we're actually going to take a look at both people here, you and them. And I just want to remind you guys that I really truly do not believe in having a one true soulmate. I don't think that is a healthy way of thinking. I just, I believe fully that we have multiple soulmates in life, both romantic, platonic, even familial, and between animals and humans. My cat Luna is my soulmate, so no one can tell me otherwise. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Just because we're reading into one soulmate does not necessarily mean that someone else in your life is not also a soulmate. Now, I don't have any particular group here or side here that represents you, so you're gonna have to listen to your own intuition here. If you feel that this side, the right side, is you, then go with it. If you feel that the left side is you, then go with it. Also, if anyone in particular comes to your mind as we're doing this reading, that could very well be an indication that is your soulmate, okay? So just keep all these things in mind. At the end of the day, your intuition is most important, so take what resonates, leave anything that doesn't. So first, we're going to start with person A in this connection, and they're being represented by the golden egg, which is a very fertile type of energy, very ripe with creative ideas, I feel guided to say, very ripe with, this glowing energy. I'm getting like a sense of independence from them, a sense of trying to build this cute, quaint little life for themselves right now, and they just have so many beautiful ideas within them that they are just ready to explode and show the world who they are. That's what I feel guided with that card. Then we have person B, who's being represented by the gazelle. This could be earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They don't have to be, though. I also get some fire energy from the gazelle, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But this is someone who is very physically beautiful, okay? Not to say that the golden egg person is not physically beautiful. Also, I just got with the golden egg person, they might have like very glowing type of skin or blonde hair. They don't have to have blonde hair. That's a very specific message, but they do have this kind of glowing energy about them. And the gazelle person here is very traditionally beautiful. I am getting wonderful bone structure. I know that's really specific. And I don't know, I want to say the word shapely. Like the way that they are shaped is very, there's something about it. Like I'm getting like high fashion energy almost, or even if it's not high fashion, it's just you or a lot of people, if this gazelle person is you, loves the way this person looks. Okay, let's just put it like that. Shapely can mean a lot of different things. So, also, the gazelle person is very graceful with their energy. They could be a little bit quiet when they first meet someone, and they wait till they fully, truly know someone before they let their own self open up. There may be something here about having some type of PTSD that's a little bit extreme, but they have a sort of hyper vigilance about them where they are just hyper aware of everything going on around them, really good memory, really sharp mind. So we have creative person here just ready to explode with this new chapter in their life, all these creative ideas, glowing skin, glowing energy. Then we have the gazelle person here, very beautiful, very observant and protective of their energy. Okay, let's get some more. From the golden egg person, we have companionship, beautiful. And this says, when you fully bless and embrace your aloneness, you're ready for the ones who are meant to be with you. Yeah, with this golden egg person, I really do feel that they are in this state of their life where they are embracing their aloneness, embracing their independence, and they could be living on their own or just kind of trying to get their own little life for themselves, their own little friends, meeting new people. I'm seeing city energy, so they might be living in a city. They don't have to though, but it's just more so this, I don't need a relationship. I don't need companions. Finding happiness on their own is where I see them at, which is a really healthy place to start any relationship from. But I just really feel like they're very fulfilled with their own little life that they have going for themselves. And they are giving me ambitious energy, kind of young adult energy. I'm not saying that they are going to be a young adult, but that is the energy they kind of carry. Like, I'm excited about life. I'm just going to do my own thing. And if anything sticks, it sticks, you know? And they might even say that when you start dating them. Like, they might be coming at it with this approach of, you know, I'm here for casual, lighthearted, just getting to know each other, having fun. And if it grows into something serious, then that's great. If not, that's great too. You know, that's the type of approach they're taking here, which is really healthy and beautiful. May I welcome this solitude, knowing it will open the way for all healthy relationships. Exactly. I do feel like this golden egg person is ready for a healthy relationship because they don't need it necessarily. They have found happiness on their own, so they're definitely not coming from any place of codependency. Moving back to the gazelle person, they have despair. I don't mean to laugh. Okay. I need your divine intercession right now, O Great Spirit. Lift this darkness from my soul. Free me from this burden. Open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. Okay. So I'm noticing the plants on this card, which is, I believe, Lily of the Valley. And spiritually, they actually, like, if you look up the meaning of Lily of the Valley, they represent finding peace after difficulty, which I think is really interesting that the artist chose to use that plant. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but that is what that means. And so I do believe that the gazelle person is recovering from a period of despair or depression, or they may be coming out of a difficult relationship or life challenge, maybe even a grieving process at the time that this relationship begins, or even currently. So I that's fine, you know, that doesn't, just because you're in a period of poor mental health, despair, grieving, having overcome some challenging thing in your life, that does not mean that you are not ready for love. And the gazelle person, I feel like they are hyper vigilant, and they are just really observant of everything that someone says and everything that goes on, so that they do not get hurt again. So they do not fall into this despair. And I feel like the gazelle person also is kind of approaching this from a healthy way, because they're saying, I don't want to be with anyone who does not add to my happiness anymore. I do not want to fall into this despair anymore. I refuse to go back to the old toxic relationships or dynamics that I was once in. So I do feel like the gazelle person has been through some life, you know, been through some experiences. Going back to the golden egg person, their energy is indecision. Which way do I want to go? What do I want to do with my life? The number 8 may be important to them as well, or the month of August. And we see a yellow butterfly and a white butterfly, and I don't know why that's sticking out to me in this card right now. But yellow is a or this color, of happiness, and white is the color of purity. And I don't know. I feel like the golden egg person is not necessarily that desperate or looking for something serious. Not to say that they're closed off to it. I just feel like they're in this space of, if it happens, it happens. I would be happy if it happens, but I'm not necessarily looking for it. Also, I do think that one, like, character flaw of the golden egg person may be that I don't want to say they have commitment issues, but they may take longer than most people to commit to a path, commit to an idea, because in their mind, they really value their freedom. They really value the ability to get up and go whenever they want. And so I feel like it might take a little bit longer than the average person to, I guess, make decisions if you're the golden egg person, or if you are seeing the golden egg person. It might take you longer, or it might take them longer to make decisions, because they really just, I don't know. I think they get in their head sometimes about maintaining that sense of individuality. Like they would take a really long time, for example, like say they really want to adopt a dog. Instead of just saying, you know what, I feel in my heart and soul that it's meant to be, I'm going to do it. They take a really long time because they think of things like, well, this might limit my freedom because then I got to stay home and let them out and blah, blah, blah. Like they go through all of these things that is like an added layer of responsibility. But the thing is that the golden egg person needs to know is that responsibility is what brings life fulfillment. People who feel so lost in life, honestly, personal observation, people who feel lost in life, it's because they don't have much responsibility. Okay? Knowing that you are responsible for a relationship, a child, a pet, houseplants, certain jobs, certain work, certain duties, responsible for a certain amount of growth and evolution that you are contributing to this planet, that is what gives your life a sense of purpose. And I feel like the golden egg person sometimes hesitates to take on these responsibilities. And so I do wonder if they come off as slightly emotionally avoidant. But I also feel like they're very healthy at the same time emotionally. So really interesting stuff going on here. We're going to look more into this. With the gazelle person, they have the angel of strength. Exactly. I really feel that. This gazelle person, I feel that they have more life experience than the golden egg person, which is interesting because I don't know why I intuitively feel guided to say they might be younger than the golden egg person. But this is definitely a case where the gazelle person has been through challenges in life. You know, they have faced life head on, and, you know, they might have even experienced aloneness, you know, where they're 100% having to watch after themselves or their people, you know. I don't know, like they might not have grown up in the most wealthy of households. They might not have had the nicest history in relationships. They might have been in some really dramatic friendships or relationships that involved betrayal and abuse, neglect, anything like that. Even going back to their childhood, those elements might have been there. They might have struggled with their mental health. You know, this person has struggled, but they have such a strong emotional intelligence and an ability to talk about what they're going through, process their emotions. This gazelle person is wonderful at processing emotions. And so I do feel that they will be more likely to settle down and commit. Like they don't need as much time as the golden egg person needs because they have been through so much in life. They've seen a bit more life. And I don't know, I just feel like the older that you get and the more you experience, the easier and faster it is for you to decide if something is for you or not. You know, I like truly, people who are older, you know, you can comment down below. When you're dating, like, do you like taking your time? And do you like, you know, having this long drawn out dating process? I feel like most people don't, the older they are at least, or the more experienced rather, not necessarily having to do with age, the more experienced they are in relationships. I feel like it just, I don't know, you know what you want better, quicker, faster, and it's easier for you to decide what is for you and not for you. So I do feel like the gazelle person will have their mind made up about this connection, possibly before the golden egg person does, only because the golden egg person does not like necessarily, they feel a little bit more inexperienced, and they also feel a little bit more indecisive. Now, that's not necessarily saying that they're a bad person at all. I mean, like, one's an egg and one is a full-blown animal. You know what I mean? Like, this person, to me, feels like they don't have as much real-world experience as the gazelle person does. And that does things to people. You know, when you go through trauma, when you go through hard or challenging circumstances, it really does kind of, I don't want to say age you, but I mean, you feel older after you go through those things. You know, you feel like you've experienced something. And this has nothing to do with age. Like, I'm not reading into age at all. Okay, this person could be a lot older than the gazelle. It's just maybe the circumstances they were in, they were rather protected or lucky. And I don't know. I just see them in a very independent state where they are open to companionship, seeing where it goes further than that. But I sense a more serious energy from the gazelle, not in a bad way. Like their energy, when you meet this person, you know that they have overcome a lot of challenges. And I feel like the gazelle person almost commands a lot of respect for that. A lot of people listen to what they have to say. Not saying that no one respects the golden egg person. It's just, I'm getting a more youthful exuberance from them. Like, I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited to be alive, excited to, showcase my new ideas, kind of grow my life. I'm open to companionship. And if it goes further, it goes further. It's this newer type of energy. The gazelle person feels like someone who has, been through a battle, been through a war. And this golden egg person is a brand new soldier, excited to be there. I don't know. Okay, moving on. Moving on. We're gonna get 5 tarot for each person here, and we're gonna just kind of see a brief look into their story, into their feelings. So yeah, we have the 8 of Pentacles. For some reason with the golden egg person, I feel like they're either in school or like building their career or business. They have this very ambitious energy about them. This, again, youthful exuberance. It kind of gives me young adult vibes, even if they're not a young adult. Which is really fun to be around, honestly. Like being around someone who is very determined to reach a certain goal in their life. It's just an exciting energy to be around. So they are, working towards something in their life, some type of goal, whatever that may be. For some reason, school's really sticking out for a lot of people. Getting a certain degree, climbing their career, building a business, something of that nature. We see here the 4 of Wands in reversed. Yeah, like I said, it's not that marriage and long-term energy is off the table. It's just that right now they are kind of focused on themselves, and it's like, if it happens, it happens. I do think that one thing the golden egg person struggles with is kind of taking more initiative in relationships. They're kind of a go with the flow type of person when it comes to relationships, it feels. And I do wonder if the gazelle person ever gets annoyed at that because it's like maybe they don't plan as many dates as they should, or they don't take as much initiative, and it's like, yeah, whatever you want, we can go for it. I don't know. We have the 6 of Wands reversed. Definitely. This is a card that always comes out in readings where someone is really hyper-focused on a goal and they haven't reached it yet. Okay, so we're seeing that takes up a lot of their mental space, a lot of their passionate energies, whatever this goal is. It truly, like, they're waiting for their victory to happen there. I do feel that once they reach this goal, they may be a little bit more initiating in the connection. But still, I don't know, that can be frustrating. We have the 6 of Cups in reversed, and we have the Queen of Cups in reversed. Interesting. I do think this person has some more emotional healing to go through. Listen, just because someone's your soulmate doesn't mean they're perfect. Let me just say that right off the bat. Just because someone's your soulmate doesn't mean they're perfect. And even sometimes soulmates go through periods of separation. They go through periods of not seeing eye to eye. Not saying that you're doing that right now, but I mean, Queen of Cups reversed, 6 of Cups reversed. I think this person has some emotional maturing to do. And I do think that a lot of that emotional maturing will happen through this connection as well as through other people in their life. I do feel that there is someone in their energy. And now if you already know this person, or if you are this person, you may know who I'm talking about. If you don't know who this person is yet, this is just a story about them, okay? I feel like there's someone in their energy who is not necessarily a good friend or companion to them. Little tea break. Everyone go grab themselves a hot beverage. I feel that they get bad advice from someone in their life who claims to be a friend. And it feels very platonic. I just want to clarify that. Could even be a mother figure, to be honest. Either platonic or mother figure is what I would say. And this person may be very judgmental, very kind of standoffish to anyone new who enters their life. Okay, I can't stand this influence. I don't understand it. And if this is you, if you are the golden egg person, I would really wonder if there is a certain connection in your life that you're still kind of healing from. Okay, for example, if you didn't have the best relationship with your mother, or your mother comes off as like very emotionally neglectful or manipulative, or I don't know, something like that, even narcissistic, that is something you're still healing from. And that doesn't mean that you're not ready for a relationship, by the way. Honestly, I feel like relationships of all kinds are the biggest grounds of healing as humans. And even if you're as single as a Pringle, enjoy your time being single. Enjoy that alone time, because the universe will always bring people your way. Because when you have other people in your life, you're doing the maximum amount of healing, growth, and work on this planet, essentially. So I don't know why I just said that, but I just feel like there's someone in their energy who the gazelle person in particular may not necessarily enjoy. In fact, I'm feeling the gazelle person can see very clearly. You know, they're very perceptive. They can see things very clearly, very objectively. That the person in the golden egg's life is not for them. Okay? Like, they're not a good influence. Even if it's a mother, you know, it's like you can have more healthy boundaries with that, but maybe the golden egg person has not developed those boundaries yet. Or it could even be a friend. And I do wonder if this friend of the golden eggs is jealous of the gazelle, which is just immature, in my opinion. But I've seen it a lot. Also, I want to clarify here, this is not a third-party situation. So if you're the gazelle and you are seeing someone who is already taken, already in a relationship, and you're perceiving this Queen of Cups as their partner, I just want to tell you right now that the situation you're in is not worth investing any more of your energy in. Like, there has never been a healthy relationship, ever. I cannot name a single one that has started with cheating, okay? Just saying. So if that's what you're seeing here, this ain't that person. That's not your soulmate. Okay, we got that out of the way. Now, and also I want to say, this isn't to say that if you have cheated in your life before, that you can't have a soulmate. I cannot focus today. I wonder if some of you have like ADHD or something, or where you struggle to focus, or your mind is just all over the place, because I feel so sporadic in this reading. Let's get some messages about the gazelle now. Let's see their story now. Also, I just noticed 2 6s for the golden egg person. They really feel to be building their dream life up. That's what I get from the number 6, numerologically. Okay. Gazelle, we have the Page of Wands reversed. See, they're not perfect either. They are not perfect either. We see the Ace of Swords in reversed. I think the gazelle person can work on their communication. Okay, they're very, I don't want to say standoffish, but I feel like they're very protective over their energy. And they may actually at times block communication from coming through. We have the 8 of Swords. Yeah, this is that despair. This is that mental health energy that we are seeing here. I don't want to say they're pessimistic, but I do want to say that they need to prioritize mental health a lot more. Although I kind of feel like they are. I kind of feel like they are working on their mental health and, you know, working to get better. But they're definitely an overthinker here. I'm seeing that for sure. We have the 4 of Cups. When will my soulmate arrive? Frustration. And we have the 10 of Wands in reversed. Okay, if you're the gazelle person, I wonder if you are going to actually hear me out here and listen to the advice that comes through in this reading. Because whenever the 10 of Wands comes out in reversed, it really, to me, makes me wonder if you're ready to hear the truth, if you're ready to receive the messages from a reading, from a certain situation. You're not stuck in life. You are not stuck in life. The universe has been handing you opportunities for love, for companionship, for all that. All you have to do is reach out and take it. The 4 of Cups is a card of boredom, or a card of like, it kind of has me asking in love readings, like, when will my soulmate arrive? No one is for me. I can't, you know, I'm not sure if the gazelle person is in the best state of mind to be receptive to love. Especially with the 10 of Wands in reverse, they have a lot on their plate. I feel like if I was giving an in-person reading and you were the gazelle, I would give you an energy healing. I would do some Reiki on you. I would, you know, break out the sage, break out the cleansing herbs and just cleanse your energy, because you're feeling a little bit scattered, overburdened, a lot of responsibility on your plate, a lot of energy on your shoulders. And to be honest with you, I don't know where this is coming from. But these cards kind of remind me of someone who's in a relationship and they aren't happy, and it is like a very cyclical pattern of misery where it's like there's an issue in the relationship, you bring it up, it doesn't get resolved, and then you pretend like it gets resolved, and then the next month rolls around, same problem comes up over and over and over again. It's like a cycle of misery. And I don't know if this is you and you're currently in a relationship like that, or if you're the golden egg person and this is something that the gazelle person has been through or is going through. I really don't know. To me, it feels like you know that you need to cut something out of your life and take a certain action to invite new energies into your life. There's something here creating this 8 of Swords energy of like overthinking, feeling bound up, waiting, the energy of waiting for sure with the gazelle person. That is not the energy you want to be in here. So that's what you need to cut out of your life, waiting. I'm not waiting around for anything. I'm going to make myself happy right now with or without anyone in my life, okay? That's the mindset you need to take on here. And then after you cut that out of your life, you need to take on the wisdom of the 4 of Cups, which is reaching out and creating new opportunities to be happier. You know, I'm getting some burden, some struggle, some overthinking from the gazelle person. Like I said, their energy felt a little bit more serious, a little bit more heavy. And I feel like they're very much in this healing process right now. I do wonder, for some of you watching, if you're the gazelle and you either are with someone or had broken up with someone because of this like negative cyclical pattern, it was too much, and this golden egg person is someone new coming in for you. Or for some of you, it could even be the person you have separated from and you're both on your own inner healing journeys now. I'm seeing a lot of different ways that this soulmate energy is coming through from you guys. So take it how it resonates with you and in your heart, your soul. If you already know this person, if you don't know this person. Leave the story down below if you do know them, though. That would be very interesting to read. But I don't know. I'm seeing 2 people here who are they have their own kind of healing to do right now. So I do feel for the majority of you, you have not met each other yet because you're going through some, I guess you could say, karmic lessons, spiritual lessons to prepare you for when you do meet each other. Or when you do reunite, if this is someone you already know. Okay. Golden egg person, they are having to build up their success, kind of develop some more experience in life. Seems to me that they need to cut someone out of their life who is toxic or separate themselves a little bit more. Their overall energy is kind of in this chapter of building their independence up, building their happiness up on their own. And then with the gazelle person here, there's definitely something they need to free from their life as well. Page of Wands reversed. We didn't even talk about that card. This could be someone who is younger than them, or even a child, or this could even be a reflection of their own energy. This could be an ex or someone who's a lot more immature than them, honestly, who kind of like is just in and out of their life, hot and cold, I want to say. They keep using their words to make a situation better, but those words don't line up with their actions, okay? And that's someone they need to let go of in their life. Someone whose words do not line up with their actions. They kind of schmooze their way out of taking accountability. And right next to the Ace of Swords, they need to cut that person away or separate themselves from that person so they can heal. I feel like they'll do a lot of healing in a short amount of time once that happens, if it has not happened already. Or maybe that's just the story of what's going on here. I don't know. It'll look different for everyone. But those are your two different stories. Really interesting. Let's dive into what connects you. So we have some cards here that is going to show the energy shared between you two. And this one is really important because this is like the biggest spiritual lesson that you will either learn from each other or must learn before you get together. So if you already know this person or involved with them, this could be something that you need to do in order to heal and bring this connection together. And if you are waiting for your soulmate, like just they haven't arrived, this may be something you need to take on before they arrive. You have the Hunter in reversed. I just got like a whole nose full of fresh laundry smell. Beautiful. I love that smell so much. There's like a crispness coming through in your reading, and this literally just has to do with the smell. I feel like, especially with the Gazelle person and that card, the Ten of Wands, there's almost like a cleaning that needs to be done in your life. Cleaning out the drama. It seems like you both have some elements of your life that it's time for you to let go of. So I would do that. And you know, the wisdom of the Hunter in reverse, it literally says in the booklet, you know, don't settle for roadkill. Don't settle. Do not settle. That is something that's standing out strongly. And so I do wonder if I feel like it's going to be a different story for both of you. I feel like the golden egg person, they need to learn that they don't have to settle with being alone. Like, sure, build happiness on your own, but don't settle with whatever weird friends that you have that don't actually support you, give off weirdly jealous vibes. You know, they need to learn that they shouldn't settle when it comes to their companions in life, their friendships, the people they surround themselves with. And also, they don't have to settle with being alone. Like, it's perfectly fine to want a romantic, intimate relationship and involve yourself in that and, you know, dedicate a lot of time and energy into that. You know, they don't need to settle with just surviving on their own and, you know, surviving with random people who may not necessarily have their best interest in mind. And then with the Gazelle person here, I feel like they need to learn the lesson of not settling for bad romantic partners, okay? Not settling for like waiting around for someone to change. Not literally not settling in relationships like with someone who does not treat you right, who does not communicate effectively, who hasn't done their own inner work to really be a fully functioning adult, I want to say. You both need to learn the lesson of not to settle, because when you no longer settle, something that you truly deserve will come your way. And the wisdom of the Hunter in reversed is also, oh God. I'm so sorry, guys. Did you hear that loud bang? That was my door slamming shut on its own. I have the windows open and I guess it created a draft. And it just slammed shut. And you know what? That's a sign too. That's a sign too. It's time to shut some doors in your life. You know, shut off random people accessing you, having access to you. For sure. Shut the door to what you don't want in your life. You know, stop waiting for people to change. Stop, you know, settling for less than what you deserve. It's time to shut the door on those things in your life to make room for each other to come through perfectly aligned and operating in your best energies, okay? We have TikTok coming through. Again, that energy of waiting. When is it coming? Divine timing. I feel like you need to, like, there's actionable steps you need to take here, guys. You need to stop waiting around for someone to change their behaviors, you know, release that person from your energy, shut the door. And then on top of that, you need to take time into your own hands here. You know, you need to invite more of this energy and like literally go on dates. Literally go out and meet people. Literally talk to people on dating apps or social media or go to dating events. Or, you know, I meet so many people who come to me for love readings and they're waiting for their soulmate to come around. I'm like, well, what are you doing to meet them? You know, how are you dating? And they're like, oh, I'm not dating. Like, okay, like you're not on any like dating websites, dating apps, you know, you don't Go on dates? No, I'm not. Okay, well, how do you think you're gonna meet your soulmate? You know, how do you think they're gonna come through? Oh, I don't know. I'm just waiting for the universe to give me them. And I really want to tell them that, like, that's not really how it works 99% of the time. Like, you need to energetically put yourself in environments where you are available. You know, you need to align yourself with the energy of being very available, very open for this love to enter. Take time into your own hands. Interesting. Also, I want to say within divine timing, this will come back together. Ooh, come back together. That was interesting words that I just chose there. Some of you guys, this might be a reconnection from your past. For others of you, this might be a past life connection. You've already known each other before. So you're coming back together here in divine timing when you're both ready. The universe seems to have their hand in this. And, you know, on one hand, I feel like you're already ready for this to come through. And then on the other hand, it's like just waiting for the perfect circumstance to arrive, waiting for the perfect opportunity to arrive. Really interesting. This is kind of a confusing reading, I'm not gonna lie. The energy here is a little bit weird. All right, we're gonna get some Lovers Oracle and just kind of see if it maybe clarifies some of this confusing energy. This is the first card that came out for you. I shuffled this deck and pulled these cards without looking because each of the cards look different, but this is the first one. And it says, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind. For the heart is the gateway to the soul. Exactly. Exactly. And I feel like in particular, the golden egg person needs to hear that. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind. And I feel like the golden egg person may have a hard time sometimes. And I'm sorry that I'm going over like all of your things that aren't working, all of your kind of more negative traits, I guess you could say. I don't know why that's coming through in this reading. You both are beautiful. You have a lot to offer. A lot of beautiful energies. Like the golden egg person is so creative and exuberant and just lovely. And the gazelle person is very intelligent, also beautiful. And I do feel that this will be a really nice connection. And to me, it feels like your hearts are just so drawn to each other. Your energy is so drawn to each other, even if you're so different. But I feel like the golden egg person in particular needs to hear this message. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not your mind. Also, actually, the gazelle person, I'm seeing overthinking here. And I'm seeing, like, first off, the golden egg person relies too much on the advice of their friends or people around them. And there's definitely someone in their energy who does not give advice out of genuine advice giving, but more so out of this weird subconscious jealousy that they have. It's weird. People are weird with their psychology and all that. But they definitely have a Queen of Cups in reversed in their life. Giving them bad advice, maybe, you know, I don't know. It just seems to me that there's someone here who, they need to think for themselves. They need to learn how to trust their own heart, is what I would say there. We also have Secret Admirer. Okay. You know what? This stands out to me, actually, really hard. Because I do feel that for a lot of you guys, you have already met. And if this is a situation where you're in separation, I feel like you both still have feelings, but are not telling each other. And if this is someone you know who you like have a little crush on, this is kind of a confirmation that they're having a little crush on you as well. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Yeah, this wouldn't come out if it wasn't true, guys. If you haven't met yet, this might be how this connection starts, kind of as like a secret crush, secret admirer. And for some reason, you both seem to be a little bit not forthcoming with your feelings for each other. So I think flirtation will play a very big role here when it comes to coming back together or coming together for the first time. Flirtation is going to play a big role. There's going to be a period of a lot of flirtation, a lot of just kind of unspoken feelings that you can feel very energetically. You know what I mean? We also see this card here, stunning, and it says passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. Exactly. There's just something here that draws you to each other, and there's a lot of physical, passionate energy between you guys. Like, you probably have wonderful, wonderful times together. Wonderful moments like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of physical attraction here. There is a lot of, like, heart being drawn in towards each other. And now it's just a matter of like aligning physical reality and your logical lives with what your heart and body and soul is saying. You know, to me, this connection comes together because there's a lot of heart, there's a lot of body, there's a lot of soul, there's that chemistry, that passion, that draw towards each other. And I think your biggest issues are going to be making that make work in everyday reality, you know, with your careers, your responsibilities, your baggage, your traumas, your history, how you communicate, all of those practical things. Making your practical realities come together may be the most difficult part of this connection, but something that is 100% already there is the passion, it's the love, it is the chemistry that you share with each other. Like, that doesn't even need work. It's so natural for you guys. What does need work is how you are going to make it work in a practical sense. So that may be one of your biggest challenges in this relationship. And once you overcome that, I mean, you're golden. You are golden for ages. All right. So we're going to get some final advice for you, no matter where you're at in this journey, whether you know them or not. Oh, we have codependency. Okay, this may be something that you need to heal. I do see that. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Interesting. And, you know, for the golden egg person in particular, I don't feel that they're codependent, but I do think they may be codependent with some friends or someone in their life or a mother figure. And it's like, you need to like let that go. You need to learn how to not need to go to that friend or that person for advice with every single situation in your life. I feel like the golden egg person needs to learn how to think for themselves a little bit and follow their own heart, even if the people around them are telling them not to. I feel like the gazelle person is already really good at that. You know, they're really good at discerning their own life for themselves. But I would also say, you know, look into your own mental health struggles and continuously heal them. Any other advice, angels, for group number 1? Any other advice for group number 1? I'm not really getting anything from the angels. We have 2 more decks though, so have no fear. And one of them is actually an angel deck, but okay. Any advice? Any advice for how these two can come together in harmony, in peace, in love? Maybe I'm just too good of a shuffler. Oh, never mind. Spoke too soon. I was going to say, nothing wants to fly out. We have shadow coming through. 37 might be an important number. Wholeness, integration, repressed emotions, and mystery. Yeah, I feel like you are repressing your feelings for each other. For real. Or like you will, okay, in the beginning. Like not want to fully share. Here's the thing, guys. I feel such a strong heart-based, soulful energy from this connection. Like your souls, your hearts, it almost makes you want to cry. Your bodies, they all crave each other like so much soul, so much passion. But like you truly like are in love with each other, low key. But for whatever reason, you're kind of keeping it on the low or trying not to share the fullness of how much you think about each other, how much you love each other. I don't know why, you know, if you already know this person, maybe you know why intuitively. Maybe you're in some type of separation, or maybe, you know, you're just kind of working through your own challenges, demons at this time. Or if, you know, some of you guys could even be in a situation where maybe you work together and you can't necessarily, like, it's a tricky territory. You know, honestly, I don't do third-party readings because I just think they're crappy situations to be in. But for some of you, maybe you are with someone, especially if you're the gazelle person. Oh my God, maybe you're with someone who's toxic, and you're like staying in that connection. It's like you just need to let it go. And wow, this has come up twice now. I do wonder if some of you guys are in that situation. My advice for you would be, if you have a crush on this other person here, but you are currently with someone who you are not a fan of, okay, don't engage in cheating. Don't engage in third party energy, because it will create trust issues right from the rib, right from the jump. If you have a crush and you're with someone else, that is perfectly fine. Okay, can we normalize that? Can we normalize that? That is perfectly fine. Now, if this is someone that you're with who you do not genuinely like, who you genuinely have problem after problem with, it never gets resolved, there may be some toxic elements there, you know, you may be literally in despair with this person, I ask, why are you with them? I ask, why are you with them? Your crush on this other person may actually be the fuel, the inspiration you need to get out of this bad relationship, okay? It happens like that sometimes. To be honest, I'm gonna share a personal story. That is what happened to me. I was with someone for like 10 months. We were only dating for like 10 months. And he treated me like crap. Like, he cheated on me. And like, I was in denial. My intuition was telling me, but I didn't have hardcore proof. So I stayed. And he was real controlling. He swore up and down that I was cheating on him with my gay best friend. And I'm like, he literally does not like women. He was real insecure, real emotionally manipulative, and had god-awful gingivitis. So I started to get a crush on another friend of mine, ironically, not the one that he thought that I had a huge thing for, but I started getting a crush on someone else in my life, and I'm like die-hard loyal, and I was monogamous at the time, and I've never in my life cheated on anyone, and I never want to. I don't think that is a good idea. Okay, I don't judge people if you have a history of doing that, but I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think you should continue doing that if you are, okay? It's just not ever gonna work out in your favor to cheat. And so I started getting this crush on this other dude, and that was kind of like the inspiration I needed, the fuel that I needed to leave this toxic relationship. And so I did. And, you know, I was a free single woman. I dated casually for a few months, and I started seeing this guy casually for a few months, and then we ended up in a relationship, like a full committed, beautiful, monogamous turned polyamorous relationship. And we are still together to this day. So, I mean, I don't judge people if you are with someone and you have a little something for someone else in your life. I do want to say, like, if you are in a monogamous connection, though, that perhaps you should leave. If you're really, really thinking about cheating on them, or you're really not happy in that connection, just leave. Don't spoil the new connection by beginning it as a third party situation, you know? Like, you can wait. Or in TikTok, like, there's no rush here. There's no rush. Well, there's a little bit of a rush, but it's not like, you know, if someone is meant to be, they will be, and they'll wait for you, and they will come around. You know what I mean? That's what I mean when I say there's no rush. But at the same time, like, don't sit here and waste someone's time and dilly-dally. But, you know, I'm not judging you if that is your circumstance. Obviously, that is not the circumstance for everyone, but I'm just saying. All right, moving on. We are going to get a final card from the angels. This is the angel answers. I'm hoping to get either like a timing message for this, or whatever wants to come out. Okay, it says it's up to you. Yeah, like we said. And look, time is in your hands. It's up to you. The sooner you either do the inner healing work, or reach out and tell this person your feelings, or leave this toxic connection that you're in, the sooner you do these things, the sooner this will come. You know, it feels to me like there's not necessarily a hold up here. The only thing holding up the time is you. And if you want to take your love life more seriously, you're more than welcome to do that. More than welcome to do that. However you see fit. You know, cutting something out of your life that is no longer serving you, and then embracing and opening yourself up. That seems to be the matching theme here in this connection. Both of you have something that you need to deprioritize in your life. And it feels like a person, to be honest. Although gazelle person might even be some work. Both of you seem to be really focused on work and responsibility as well. Make room in your mind for a relationship to come through. And then once you've done that, actually put yourself out there to do it. You know, communicate your feelings, go dating, whatever you need to do. And the thing about soulmates is they tend to be a mirror for each other. So you may see yourself as both the gazelle person and the golden egg person. That's perfectly fine. That just means that you're mirroring each other because you're soulmates, you know? And that is really reassuring, honestly, because if you're experiencing any issue in your relationship, it gives you your power back. Instead of waiting for the other person to change, you change. and then your external reality will change as well. The relationship will change because you have changed. Okay. And if you are truly soulmates, that person will match your change as you do it. But you have to take power back into your own hands, change things about yourself, as opposed to trying to make the other person change. And ironically, that is when the other person will change if you are soulmates. All right, I hope that made sense. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to leave it off there because I'm going to keep babbling if I don't. Like this video, comment how this resonated down below, especially if you already know this person. I would love to hear your little love story, what's going on, where you're at in your life, and how this might have resonated with you. And subscribe to the channel if you have not already. All right, I post pick a card readings. I was doing 2 weeks. I kind of slacked off a bit. Well, not slacked off. I just had a lot of personal readings to catch up on, which, by the way, I also offer personal readings on my website, spiritpsych.org, so go ahead and get that. I'm going to keep babbling. I'm in a very chatty mood right now, so goodbye, guys. Bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome. This is your soulmate reading, and we are going to take a look at both you and your soulmate, whether they are currently in your life or someone new to your life. And I just want to pause and say that we have multiple soulmates in our lifetime, so I don't believe in the one true soulmate theory. So I just want to say that if you think someone is your soulmate and this doesn't sound like them, this could even be another soulmate. But we are reading for romantic soulmates mainly, although it doesn't necessarily have to be. But yeah, let's just dive into it. We have person A and person B. You may find yourself on either side of this, meaning that the other side is your soulmate. If you find yourself resonating with both sides, that can just mean that you're either really similar to each other or you're mirroring each other. And I do want to say soulmates do mirror each other, okay? So as you heal from a certain lesson, so do they. As you grow in a certain way, they grow in a way that is kind of reflected from that. So just wanted to point that out. Now, you have to listen to your intuition here fully listen to your intuition. If something doesn't resonate at all, don't force it to resonate. If you feel like this is someone particular in your life, follow that intuitive nudge, okay? Person A is being represented by the panther, okay? They may have a lot of cats or a cat. They might be a cat person. That's just the first thing that came to my mind. Also, they might be a night person, someone who stays up late at night. They may be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, although they don't have to be. And this panther energy really is, I don't know why, I just want to say sexy. So they may be very sensual. Also, someone who is very intelligent and can read a room really well is what I want to say. Very perceptive. There's something about their teeth here as well that I'm seeing, and their eyes. They may have really nice teeth and really beautiful, beautiful eyes. Physically stunning person, definitely, is what I'm going to say. And I don't know, panther energy always, to me, depicts someone who is really good at getting what they want. And they're someone who both works well on their own as well as with others. Okay, I want to say they keep their circle small and really close to them. Okay, they don't have like a bunch of random people in their energy. They're very spiritual, most likely, or able to pick up on energy, read energy very well. And they especially read the energy of others very well. And that is why they don't let just anyone into their life, into their auric field. So again, they keep their circle small and tight. People really close, quality over quantity, essentially, with the panther person, okay? They are good at surviving and thriving. Person B is being represented by the fire ant. Again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, does not have to be. I like that you're both fire energy, though. It shows a good, like, you get along with each other very well. Fire ant person here might be a really hard worker. I don't know why I'm seeing manual labor, so this person might literally be in like a high-paying, nice manual labor job. Like they might be like a foreman or into construction or electrician, something like that. Again, doesn't have to be. Take these messages with a grain of salt. Take what resonates. If it doesn't resonate, don't force it to apply. In general, they are a hard worker. Or they could even be an entrepreneur in some way, because I am seeing like, don't ants have like their queen, right? They could even be like the queen of their own little life. They might run a business where they employ other people, or they just might be in a really high paying specialty type of job. I don't know why job is coming through really strong with the fire ant. Their career might be a big part of their life. Also, they do work a little bit better in a team as opposed to the panther person, so that is fun, that is interesting. Both of these people, I would not mess with either of them, honestly, because energetically speaking, the panther person will clap back. Like, they will have no qualms about cutting a person off the second their energy goes a little bit fishy, a little bit mysterious, a little bit, I don't know. This panther person truly listens to their intuition. Okay, there are circumstances where they don't listen to their intuition, but it doesn't mean that they are not intuitive, because their intuition is always there telling them what to do. Sometimes they just choose to ignore it, okay? Very intuitive, very psychic. The fire ant person is giving me similar energy, but more so on a telepathic sense, okay? They're very, like, they can read a person's thoughts very easily, and when these two are together, they definitely are the type to have full-blown conversations with only their eyes. You know, have you ever experienced that before, where you're really close to someone and you're out in public or you're in a group and someone might say something and you both just give each other that look and you know what that look means? Like, that is the type of telepathy that this fire ant experiences. Also, something that they experience is that the panther person may be thinking of them or thinking about, like, sending them a text or reaching out, and then the fire ant person will kind of intuitively pick up on that and then text them first, or vice versa. There's a strong telepathy here between you two, a lot of spiritual energy. Okay. Panther person is being represented energetically by Journey in reversed. I feel like they are someone who wants to experience more travel in the world. For some reason they can't right now, or they just haven't been able to for some reason. They definitely want someone who will travel more with them, experience more culture with them, okay? Also, something here, this may be a relationship where culture stands out strongly, so I don't know if you are from different cultures or you're both from the same culture but live somewhere that is not original to that culture. I'm seeing something here about culture and experiencing differences with that. Interesting. The energy for the fire ant is the door to personal healing and happiness in reversed. And to me, I don't know, I'm seeing two people here who are genuinely looking for their person, to travel with, to share food, happiness, experiences with. To me, it just feels like this is a connection where you're both ready for, like you truly are a dork about long-term relationships. And I'm seeing here the dove, which does represent long-term monogamous relationships. You don't even have to be monogamous, but it is kind of just showing that extreme loyalty to one another and not giving up on each other. Like, you are looking for your person, both of you are. And I do believe that for many of you, you have not found each other yet. This might be someone you don't know yet, okay? But I don't know, we'll see what comes out. We have for the panther, courage coming through. Divine courage is not the absence of fear, but a nudge that says, keep going, do it, don't worry, all will be well. You have to get quiet enough to hear it. Dear Divine, may I feel your courage and your will. I feel like the panther person is someone who is not afraid to take risks. They're not afraid to take risks and go outside of their comfort zone. In fact, they might make it a point to go out of their comfort zone regularly, to just keep themselves confident, because when you face a fear, when you face something out of your comfort zone and you do it anyways, you grow. That is your growth zone, right? So I feel like this panther person is very courageous, very bold, and that's a quality that the fire ant really admires within them. Like, they are someone who will always stand up for themselves, and they have a high amount of discipline, is what I feel. You know, they can easily make changes that are outside of their comfort zone because of their discipline. So I feel like almost the panther's comfort zone is outside of their comfort zone almost. Like, if they stay in their comfort zone for too long, they might get a little bit bored or anxious, a little bit restless. So this is someone who's constantly engaging in self-growth, new experiences. Just like going out of their comfort zone. That's what makes them feel alive. With the fire ant, they have confidence. Okay, this is a power couple. Honestly, I feel really strong energy shared between you guys, like power couple. We can do this, like traveling, being bold, being assertive. I love it. So Fire Ant, this says, divine confidence is completely different from the bravado of the ego. You make space for something larger to take hold. Please fill me with your confidence, O love. Grant me courage I never knew I had. And grant me courage I never knew I had. And then this Panther person is being represented by courage. I almost feel like the Fire Ant person is like, grant me this person. Grant me this person. I love it. Like, I just feel like you're both confident. You're both secure in yourselves. And you're just looking for like a life partner, you know, someone to enjoy life with. Someone to feel happy with, you know? It's just beautiful. I love it. Okay, we're going to get some backstories for both of you, as well as like anything that wants to just come up, like any messages that may not necessarily fit in an oracle card. So we have the Sun for the Panther. I love that. This is someone who loves adventures. They just want to experience happiness. They want to experience a new chapter in their life. I do wonder, you know, it's interesting. The Panther person doesn't give me very extremely parental, maternal energy, but at the same time, I feel they might not even want children. But if they were to have children, or if they do have children, it's because they wanted to go out of their comfort zone and experience, you know, raising a child. This person really just loves going out of their comfort zone, taking on new experiences. And so I don't know, I'm seeing here great happiness from the Panther and just wanting their forever person. I don't know how else to put it. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. There is some tedious work that they have to do. I feel like one of the downsides of the Panther person is that they may try to skip over the tedious details of life. You know, the little things that we don't necessarily enjoy doing, but have to do, like, I don't know, whatever that is for you, answering emails, doing your laundry. So that may be a character flaw of the Panther, is that they're always here for excitement, for change, for novelty, for journeys, adventures, but when it comes to the boring details of life, I think they could do some work in trying to find more magic in that. We have the world, yeah, traveling, culture. It keeps coming up. It really does. I don't know, this person loves, they almost, maybe their life goal could be just experiencing different cultures. Maybe they have like this vision of just sitting in the sun, traveling country to country, eating at these cafes, and I don't know, I'm getting so much here. Also with the Sun card, they might be really creative, or they might have some type of creative thing about them, like photography or art or something. They might have a creative pursuit here, even gardening, taking care of pets. Like we said, we saw cat energy. Ace of Pentacles reversed and 3 of Cups. Beautiful friendships in their life. They definitely are someone who enjoys going out, okay, experiencing life with loved ones. And Ace of Pentacles reversed, though, I do wonder if there's something here about their career. Maybe they're trying to figure something out there. Maybe they're striving for a remote working job right now, and they don't necessarily have that yet. Or maybe they're saving money or trying to get into a better job or lifestyle to fund the lifestyle that they want. So they might not necessarily have the funds, the means, or the time for their desired lifestyle. And that may be a reason why, I'm starting to lose my voice, oh my god. That may be a reason why they're looking for a life partner, because when you have multiple people, it makes some goals easier. Take travel, for example. The more people you have on a trip, the cheaper it is for everyone. So, you know what I mean? It's just like life can be a little bit easier for the Panther if there was a community, a support, or a life partner for them. And that's why they're looking for a life partner, to make things more practical, to make things simpler, more easy. So also they strive to have a community outside of relationships, romantic relationships, for that same reason. You know, maybe they need a beautiful support, not only emotionally, but to watch their cat when they go traveling, or to watch their home or whatever, like really practical stuff. I'm seeing community is really strong for them. Aquarius energy might be strong for them, but also just one thing with these 2 Pentacle cards in reversed, I feel like the number one thing that they struggle with is practicality, earth energy, bringing that dream down into reality. And focusing on the nitty-gritty, boring details that will actually make their dream a reality. They're a big dreamer, and they're very intuitive. They're very smart, and I feel like they manifest really easily, but sometimes they may struggle with being very grounded. And I think that's where the fire ant is gonna come in, because they, to me, seem more hands-on, able to make it done. So I feel like they're a good team, but let's see what their cards are. We have the Two of Wands, and look at that. The World card here, and then we have the World in his hand, in their hand, straight up. You're very similar. Extremely similar. Two of Wands also gives me like, I want to travel, I want to see more of the world, I want a life partner to do that with. Where are we going to go from here? Like, just excitement to build the future. We have the Three of Swords, heartbreak, pain, loss, endings. I wonder why that's coming through for the fire ant. Let's get more cards. Maybe it'll be clear. Five of Pentacles. Okay. I do wonder. I do wonder about the money situation or the health situation. Money, health, and time. Those three things, there may be something here with both of you, or both of you individually, that's like a struggle. Okay. We have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, this is actually pretty good next to the Five of Pentacles. And then we have the Page of Wands in reverse. Okay. All right, there's a lot going on here. We have two pages. Oh, okay. We have two pages, one in reverse, one upright. To me, especially when they're next to each other like this is showing a relationship that is not working out, or that has not worked out. And with the Three of Swords here, there's a lot of heartbreak involved in that. Now, this doesn't have to be romantic. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know this is such a specific message. If this does not resonate, take it with a grain of salt. It doesn't have to be your situation. It's someone's situation watching, though. I was seeing something, like, as I was shuffling the cards, about a drug addict in their life, in someone's life. And I was thinking about this person that, let's just say I used to know them. They're still alive, but, you know, I don't talk to them anymore. Who just could not stop doing drugs. And they had a girlfriend who was diehard loyal to them. She was not on drugs, okay? And it was, like, so heartbreaking, because she obviously broke up with him, but still stayed around, still stuck around, hoping that he would change. And it was just a really heartbreaking situation, because he would change for like a few months and then just go back to the old ways, the old habits. And it was really heartbreaking. And I don't know why I feel guided to say this, but I feel like the fire ant person may have someone like that in their life. And it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be a family member. This could be a friend. And it doesn't have to be drugs. It could be like any type of addiction. It could be like gambling, staying stuck in abusive relationships, or there's so many different types of codependent addiction type of energies out there. I am seeing someone in their life who, it's just heartbreaking, but they won't let it go. So that is one thing with the fire ant here. And I feel like they really could use a healthy relationship in their life to kind of get their heart going again in a more positive, happy way. I feel like they could really use just some more happy memories in their life. You know, when we go through trauma, when we have these big negative experiences that cause PTSD, one of the most healing things you can do is create more positive memories in your life. Like consciously creating more positive memories. Consciously doing things that you know you will remember for a long time that are positive. It kind of overwrites all the negativity that you faced in your life. I do wonder if the fire ant person is related to a drug addict, though. I don't know why drug addicts keep coming through. Okay, it could be like a brother, maybe even a sister. I don't know how I'm getting brother, though. It could be someone from their past. I don't know. I'm just seeing someone with addiction in their life. It's heartbreaking for them to see. They keep trying to offer help, but the other person just won't change their ways. I don't know. That might be something that they're dealing with right now, or dealing with at the time that you meet them. Okay, just a little prediction there. But on the other hand, you know, this person is ready for love. They are ready for just beautiful memories. They're ready to see the world. And also, like, I feel like this person might have been holding them back in some way, shape, or form. But they're ready to, like, get their own place. start their own life, settle down with someone who brings them happiness. You know what I mean? So for example, maybe this is a brother who like lives with them and just, you know, won't get their life together, but they're ready to like live on their own with a partner. Like they're ready to let this go because it's holding them back and it's making them broke, making them tired, have no time, no energy for a relationship because they're too busy worrying about this situation, it seems. But they're ready to move on. They're ready to, you know, kind of like accept the situation for what it is and kind of reclaim their happiness and focus on their own life, even if that hurts them, you know? So I'm seeing a situation here with that. You two really seem like genuine soulmates, like genuine good partners. So let's read more into your shared energies. Here are your shared energies. So this card is going to represent the biggest spiritual lesson that you will learn from each other, or if you're not together yet, it's the lesson that you have to learn before you bring this together, and maybe it'll be illuminated as a lesson in your relationship. And you have the Spirit of Fire in reversed. Now, there is fire energy all over this reading. We literally have the fire ant, panther, which is represented by fire energy. You guys probably have a lot of fire placements or significant placements that correlate with each other that are fire, okay? This is tempering out your passion and or maybe even anger or anything that gets you fired up, right? Anything that gets you fired up, you need to temper it out. So for example, with the panther person here, you get so passionate, so fired up about adventure, about travel, about, you know, living life to the fullest. You're chasing the dopamine. But what you need to do is like kind of get a little bit more grounded, a little bit more of that earth energy, to like save up your money. You know, both of you might be terrible at saving because of all of this fire energy. Like you just want to go do the next passionate thing or engage in the next thing that will light this fire within you. And it's like, temper it out a little bit, ground yourself a little bit. If you struggle with anger at all as well, you know, that again is fire energy, getting fired up. And it's like ground it with earth energy, you know, think for a minute, pause for a moment, think about things before you act on them and cool off a bit. Okay, so that is your biggest shared lesson in this connection. It could be so small. It doesn't have to be this big dramatic thing. Like maybe you're already together, you've been together for years, and y'all just suck at saving, and you have this big dream to like buy a house or do some world traveling or something, and it's like, all right, got to get a little grounded together, a little bit grounded so you can reach your dreams. You also have peace coming out. It's beautiful with the dove. Yes, this came out over here. The white dove. See how it's coming out multiple times in your reading? The white dove may be a spirit guide for your relationship to bring this together. So if you see white doves ever, that is a sign that this relationship is somehow in your energy important. The number 23 might be important. 34. 2. I see a new beginning here with the egg. I see a fertile new start here with this person. It seems to me that there's a lot more to be experienced in this connection. And I don't know, I'm getting so many different visions. For some of you guys, this may literally be a baby, but I'm also getting like an RV for some of you. Like you have this dream to buy an RV. I know that's so random, but we're this dream to work remotely and travel the world together. And it's like you both, I don't know, I see a lot of peace coming through this connection. It to me feels like you're each other's safe space. You feel really cool, calm, and collected with each other. And it's just more so a matter about cooling your own personal fires in life. Now, we have 3 lover oracles, and this is going to really clarify things for us about this connection. So this is your first one out, and I shuffle this without looking because all of the pictures are different, but it says reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So if you're already with each other, this can definitely show, especially with Journey Reverse, maybe you guys are in a bit of a separation right now because of traveling, okay? And also, remember we were seeing something here about culture. There may be like one, like especially if you're from different countries or different cities that are really far apart, there may be certain times of the year where you are separated because you're visiting back home or whatever. So that may be a part of this relationship, having these moments of separation. So it's really important in this connection in particular to have your own enjoyment outside of the relationship, your own life outside of the relationship. And I do feel that you both have this sense of independence, which is wonderful, beautiful. I love it for you. If you are together and you're having some issues right now, you know, this is just saying give each other some space to lick your wounds and like a cat, a lot of cat energy here. and return back fully healed, fully functioning. So this relationship is marked with a lot of personal space. We have this card coming out, beautiful, and it says, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. There is a lot of love here. You guys truly are soulmates. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, obviously we're reading for soulmates, but even when you're far apart, the love here runs super deep. Some of you guys might be separated by oceans, literally, or from different countries altogether. Or maybe this is a long distance relationship for some of you, and you're just excited to make the journey, to open that door of happiness, to finally be with each other. And it's a matter of just making it practically happen. Inviting more of that earth energy in here makes a lot of sense, right? Look deep within your heart. You will feel my love for you is as deep as the ocean. Beautiful. And then we have this card here with the full moon, and it says surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. So yeah, let go of anything that is not bringing you peace right now. Let go of anything, any habits, I want to say, that is holding you back in this relationship, okay? Specifically when it comes to saving money, when it comes to reaching your dreams, reaching your goals, physically doing the work. Surrender procrastination. Surrender any bad habits that you have that is not for the highest good of this connection, is what I want to say with this card. Also, I feel guided to say if there is a argument here, let it go. It's not even worth it. You know, I let go of the argument, return back to peace. And now we're going to finish off with some advice. You have the key, and it says inner calling, clarity, resolve, intention, objective. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing a problem in this relationship being resolved, or an issue in your personal lives being resolved, and finding a way to return back to peace with each other. Some of you guys, again, may even be letting go of things external to you, like your attachment to this person who will not change, especially if you're the fire ant, whoever this Page of Wands reversed is. Letting go of your attachment to that, your need to fix that, your need to resolve that, and finding resolution in your own life within this relationship and what you want to do. We have meditation brings answers. If you're ever feeling confused about this connection, go ahead and meditate, because it will make you feel more clear-minded, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or anything. Messages from the romance angels. We have heart-to-heart conversations. Absolutely. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. We see a heart-to-heart coming up soon. And we have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And I feel that strongly in this connection, especially with the fire ant person. Addictions, it could be external to you, you know, constantly catering to someone with an addiction. Maybe some of you guys do suffer from an addiction, I don't know. Again, it's all about releasing the habits that do not serve this relationship and the people that do not serve this relationship. You need to end whatever this addiction energy is, get it out of your life before this relationship can be resolved, okay? Or whatever this issue is. We're returning to peace, though. That's what's happening here. Thank you guys for joining me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear your stories in the comments. And if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. Bye-bye. Okay, group number 3. Let's begin. So first off, this candle is definitely going to burn out on us. So if you see that, go out. Don't be spooked. We are doing this in a person A, person B type of way. So you're going to be on one side and your soulmate will be on the other. I really want you to listen to your own intuition here. If you feel strongly that you're on this side, then go with that. If you feel strongly that you're on this side, then go with that. If you feel yourself on both sides, that is a sign that you and your soulmate are mirroring each other, which means that you are kind of exhibiting similar behaviors. And I find that in those mirroring situations, if you ever come across a challenge or problem within the relationship, you can simply work on your own self and your relationship with self and your own traits and qualities to see the relationship develop. So that's what that means. Let's dive into it. You could be either side here, but person A is the bats. Beautiful. I don't know why I'm getting like small energy from them. I don't know if they're just a tiny, cute little person, or I'm seeing like spookiness. They could have like an alternative type of appearance, or they could be like, I don't know why the phrase elder goth came to me. Elder emo. They could be someone who is a little bit more dark or edgier with their style, their fashion choices. I don't know why. Whenever I think of bats, I just think of like a goth queen, someone who dresses in all black and is a little night owl. I'm seeing Starbucks come to mind. That may be significant. I know these are so random things. I'm also seeing like bedazzled energy as well. So I don't know if they really enjoy like sparkly, dark aesthetic, if that makes sense. I know this is so many specific things, guys. Bear with me here. If none of those resonate at all, which, you know, wouldn't be totally surprising, this could also be someone who wears glasses, has limited vision, or they really use their intuition, their psychic abilities, or their voice to kind of feel a situation out. This is someone who I'm feeling that they're into the supernatural. They could be into... I mean, obviously, a lot of you guys, this could be you because you're literally watching a tarot reading. I was going to say into more esoteric type of things like tarot, psychics, all that jazz, ghosts, aliens. So right off the bat person here is someone who loves having deep conversations, getting deep. I'm also seeing like a sweet, compassionate side to them as well. A lot of heart-based energy. I feel like they would definitely be a good parent, okay? We have person B over here. And oh yes, they're being represented by the mouse. I love it. Okay, literally, I'm a little, what's the word? Not judgmental, biased here. But to me, honestly, the mouse and the bat, they go so well together because they're both like just cute little rodents that are misunderstood. I mean, technically a bat, what is a bat? It's technically a mammal, right? Technically a mammal as well. But I just feel like both of these creatures are misunderstood by humans, you know? Like mice are adorable and they're like our little cleanup crew. They eat all of our little crumbs and, you know, help with things. I mean, granted, a lot of diseases come from mice, that is true. But I don't know. I just think they're so misunderstood, so tiny, so cute. I wonder if you guys are the same height. And that's obviously a very specific, what's the word? A very specific prediction, but for some of you that may be true. Again, take everything with a grain of salt here. If something resonates, go with it. If nothing resonates, maybe this isn't your pile, but just listen to your intuition when we do these readings, okay? I wonder if you're both nighttime people, and I'm also seeing here flea markets. That might be something you enjoy doing together, going to flea markets or like old house, like old historical homes, castles, things like that. Picnics I'm seeing as well. I feel like you're both people who are misunderstood, maybe even neurodivergent. I don't think either of you really fit in the norm, the mold that society likes to place on us. Also, the bat person might have strong air placements. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and the mouse person might have strong earth placements. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but you don't have to, okay? Mouse person's giving slightly more earthy energy, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were into things like hiking, nature. I don't know why I just got like wearing sandals and wearing long sundresses. Or if they're like more masculine, like more flowy clothes. And then the bat person here giving me a little bit more posh, edgy fashion. Okay, so for the bat person, their energy is being represented by storm warning. Okay, and this to me shows a lot of changes going on in their life, a lot of big life changes going on either right now or at the time of you meeting them if you haven't met them yet. Storm warning is like, you know, these storms of our life, they come through regularly. That's just what it is. And if we build our foundations weak, then these storms will completely devastate us. And so I feel that some big things may be changing in the bat's life. So I don't know why the example that's coming to my head is that maybe they're in a job that kind of failed, like in a corporation that failed, or they lost their job for whatever reason and they're like reshifting everything, or they're in the middle of a move. It just to me seems like there's a lot of big changes. Also, I'm getting like some of you, this isn't like a prediction that this is going to happen. You would already know if this is happening. I'm seeing like a sick parent. So that would be very stressful. I just feel like in the bat's life, there is a lot of like normal stressors going on. Could even be going through a divorce, something like that. Like there's some big shifts and changes going on in the bat's life. Okay, For the mouse person, their energy is being represented by the Magician and the Mirror in reversed. I think one thing that they're struggling with is believing in themselves and their ability to manifest whatever they want in life. I feel like they have so much potential to do so many great things, to change so many lives, and they doubt that for some reason. So that may be something that the mouse person is struggling with. And it's beautiful because I feel from the bat person, they're very heart-centered, and they're always going to uplift the mouse and tell them how great they are and really show the mouse their fullest potential. And I feel like the mouse person, they are the practical, grounded support that the bat person needs. And they're always, you know, keeping them calm, cool, and collected when these big changes go through their life. Or, because I feel like the bat person can sometimes get into these, like, I don't want to say emotional outbursts. Outburst is the wrong word. Emotional things happening to them, like just feeling things very deeply. They're seemingly very sensitive is what I'm feeling. And the mouse person kind of has this ability to bring them back down to center and make them realize that a lot of their problems are not as big as they think that they are. So I think these two work very well as a team. So for the bat person, they have confidence coming through. I do feel that they're very confident. They walk through life however they want. Like, they wear whatever they want. They do not care how society judges them. I really do feel that from the bat person. Divine confidence is completely different from the bravado of the ego. You make space for something larger to take hold. Please fill me with your confidence, oh love. Grant me courage I never knew I had. Someone who's watching the bat thing, they might be a pharmacist. I don't know why. I just accidentally said pill and then I thought of pharmacy. Or I was also seeing like corporate career, which is funny because I don't think they necessarily fit into a corporate setting, but like they do it in their own little way, which is cute. So those two jobs might apply to the bat person. Again, these little predictions that we have, take them with a grain of salt. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, that's fine. Could be for someone else out there. And then with the mouse person, we have work. Speaking of work, they have work. And the mouse person, honestly, hardworking animal, hardworking individual. So yeah, I feel a lot of Virgo energy coming from this as well. Or Capricorn, honestly, earth energy in general, but Virgo is really sticking out. Capricorn as well. And obviously Taurus, but I feel like Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus in that order. So I feel like most of them are Virgos. Okay, I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. I feel that the mouse person, there's something here about what they have to offer the world. They have a really big message, but they think that they're so small. They make a huge change on the planet, but they don't realize that they do. And there's something here about their job. They might be really focused on their career or really into their career at this time and feeling a little bit ambitious moving up there, or if they have a business, you know, that is like their baby. But whatever their job is, it is definitely one that relieves suffering on the planet. So they aren't someone who, for example, works at like, how do I put this? Like a weapon manufacturing plant. You know, this is not someone who does that. Whatever it is that they do for work, or even just their lifestyle choices, it is something that relieves suffering on the planet and helps guide people and heals them, loves them, brings them back to their true power, okay? They have a job that's really important, even if they don't realize it is. It could even be a really small job, but you know, it's important. Okay, so I just shuffled up the tarot and we're gonna get the backstory on both person here and just any other information that we feel or that spirit wants to bring forward, essentially. So for the bat person, they have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This to me shows working a little bit better on their own, not feeling truly appreciated for the work that they give in. I don't know why. There's a lot of like work energy here. I do wonder if you guys are coworkers, or like, I don't know. It seems to me like you both can relate. Maybe you're both going through work struggles. Like, I don't know. I just keep coming back to work and career. Interestingly enough, feeling undervalued there, the bat person is. And, or maybe they're even like an artist of some sort, and they might have excellent work, but it's kind of underappreciated, or they're not doing enough marketing to put themselves out there. Or maybe they just do something very creative as a hobby, and they don't realize the career potential that it has. I'm seeing something there with the bat person. We have the Five of Pentacles reverse. Speaking of career, this is feeling stuck. I wonder if the Bat person feels like a very creative, fashionable, cultural person. Like they have a lot of culture to them in their own way. And to me, I don't know why the phrase soul-sucking career is coming out. It just feels like they are in a position where their dream is they have a dream, whatever that is, to be an influencer or an artist or even like a stay-at-home parent or something. They have a dream, but instead of doing that dream, they're doing something else that doesn't even pay them enough or give them enough credits. We have death in reverse, yeah. If you're watching and you're the Bat person, it's time for you to let go of whatever this thing is for you that is undervaluing you. You don't realize how much it is weighing on your mental health at this time. Storm warning, change has to happen. This is built on a weak foundation anyways, and this has to end so that a beautiful new beginning can come forward that is much more aligned with who you are. You give off this artsy, creative, beautiful energy, and I just feel like you're in a soul draining, soul crushing type of job or situation in life. We have the Page of Pentacles reversed. This is really strong career energy, guys. And we have the King of Pentacles. Wow, look at that. So much earth energy coming through here. I feel like this Bat person has so much unbelievably good energy to offer. Their creative thinking skills are on point. Their fashion is on point. They are, like, everything they do, they add a little bit of magic to it. And it could be relationships as well, or friendships that undervalue them. Like, they offer so much and they're getting so little in return. And I think one of their lessons here, their personal lessons, is to have that confidence to put themselves in environments in which are aligned to them, that are better aligned to them, because they give off King of Pentacles energy, even if they're feminine, you know. They offer a lot of value. They are great at taking care of themselves, taking care of the bills, you know, whatever. If something needs to be done, they get it done right away. They don't procrastinate, they get it done. And also, I see them using their money to really enjoy the little luxuries of life, celebrate life. So they just give off this beautiful ray of sunshine. And it's really sad to see them in situations that undervalue them. And I feel like they may even struggle with finances at times, because that is like completely linked to how you value yourself. Like, if you ever have financial struggles, know that via the law of attraction, the thing that links you spiritually there is a lack of self-worth. When you have a lack of self-worth, you will manifest poverty, not enough money going in and out real fast, constantly, like never being able to save or have like more than enough. And so you have to think to yourself, it's more than just affirmations too. You have to take actions that are aligned with your self-worth. So for example, if you are in a relationship with someone who does not value you, who does not appreciate you, that is a way of expressing that you have low self-worth, and that will manifest you like no money whatsoever, no career success. So I just think that the Bat person is at a point in their life where they really need to cultivate some self-worth and get out of a situation that undervalues them. With the Death card in reverse, that's like something should be coming to a close, but it's still in your life. Why? Having that still in your life is blocking beautiful blessings from coming forward. And if you're the Bat person and you're single and you're waiting for your love life to take off, I want to say your love life may actually be like weirdly spiritually linked to your career. And if you're miserable in your career, I would definitely focus on that and changing that, and you might see a change in your love life as well. Like once you start valuing yourself, even in a work environment or your personal relationships, you will attract someone who values you as well. So everything's connected to your self-worth if you're the Bat right now. Like any blockages you're facing, whether it be relationships, money, whatever, I feel like there's just a lack of prosperity in general. It's linked to a lack of self-worth. So you have to start feeling more worthy of better things, and a part of that process is letting go of those who treat you as less than. For the Mouse, we have the King of Cups. I love that. We have two kings two mature, beautiful energies. And this King of Cups is very emotionally sensitive, cozy, cuddly. Okay. And what I enjoy about both of you is that you don't just let people into your life willy-nilly. Like, they have to earn a spot in your life, but once they're there, you're like dummy thick loyal. And so I do feel that this connection will move along gradually. You know, it's not going to be like you see each other and it's like soulmate, love at first sight. Oh my gosh, we got married like 2 days after we met. It's not going to be like that. Okay, because you're both mature. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Not to say that you're immature if you do that, but we have the Empress. Okay, so I do think that the mouse person has quite a lot to teach the bat person about knowing their worth. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Seven of Pentacles in reversed. Okay, I feel like a sense of frustration when it comes to the work life of the mouse as well. I know this is all coming back to career. It's so weird to me. Also, we have 2 sevens here, which is a very spiritual number. So I wouldn't be surprised if the mouse person had a spiritual, intellectual side to them. Researching, like therapy, being into spirituality in general, like self-help stuff. I would not be surprised if the mouse was into that. But there is a sense of frustration here when it comes to something ambitious that they've been working hard at. You know, they're just not seeing the results that they thought they would have seen right now. And it could be in their life in general. Like, they thought they would have been further along in their life in general by now. And it's weird. You're kind of reflecting each other's energy to each other, where you both seem to be struggling when it comes to your personal lifestyles and career. And I feel like you're acting as a reflection for each other to heal anything that needs to be healed. So if there's anything about your partner or this person that bothers you, look within and see what it is how is that correlating with your own sense of self-worth. There's probably something about what is bothering you about that person that you dislike within yourself. And I just think that all relationships are good mirrors. And literally, we have the Magician and the Mirror here as well. All of our relationships are mirrors into our own self-worth. And I feel like this mouse person has a lot of good advice and help that they give to the bat person, but they need to see like what parts of the bat's life that they find frustrating. Understand how that is frustrating within you if you're the mouse person. Does that make sense? Am I making sense right now? I'm seeing generally the mouse person has a good, they're able to use the law of attraction really easily and manifest things really easily. They're really strongly connected with their divine feminine energies, and they can hold a vision in their mind of what they want, work hard towards it, and see it come to fruition. The problem with them, though, is I feel like they're a little bit scatterbrained at times. Could have like ADHD or something, because I'm seeing here that they have these great ideas, they work really hard, but they jump from like thing to thing, and before one thing can be successful, they end up focusing on something else entirely. And I see that in the Seven of Cups in reversed. It's like, what do I want to focus on? There's so many different ideas. I feel like the mouse person has so many creative ideas, so many things that they want to do for like 20 lifetimes worth of stuff, of things that they want to do here, right? So not having that single-minded focusedness may sometimes get in the way of their ambitions, but they are a very good leader. They're a very good boss. I wouldn't be surprised if they were in some leadership position or managerial position, or even if they own their own business, something there with that. Also, I really love the people that the mouse surrounds themselves with. I feel like they only surround themselves with really good, high-end people, high-quality people, which is great. So yeah, I mean, you two seem to be reflecting each other. So let's get into your shared energies. Okay, so now we are going to look at your shared energies. And first we're going to look at the spiritual lesson that you both will be going through before you meet, or as you are dating each other. This may be something that you both learn together. We have the spiral. Okay, so there is a theme here of renewal, a theme of shedding your old skin, shedding what no longer serves you. And we definitely saw that with the bat person. And, you know, I feel like the mouse person as well. You guys are really mirroring each other hardcore right now. I wouldn't be surprised if many of you watching felt yourself in both piles here. And, like, just understand that you are very similar to your soulmate, to your person. And, like, this is a true soulmate situation where you're mirroring each other. You, as one person learns a lesson and makes changes in their life, it affects the other person energetically, and you kind of grow at the same time. That's how I see these soulmate connections, really. But the spiral here, it talks about shedding your old skin, shedding what no longer serves you, and allowing this new vulnerable pink skin to reveal itself, this new version of yourself to reveal yourself. This is a connection where you're both going to be constantly evolving and changing. And I mean, that could be said about any connection, but particularly this connection, I feel like you're going to go through many, many seasons and changes with each other. And it'll be really wonderful. Honestly, you'll learn to be so graceful and love challenges and change, because it only reveals new parts of you, new parts of your partner, your person. And that's really exciting, because a lot of the times people get into long-term relationships, and they get bored, they stay the same. You know, we can all think of those middle-aged, older couples who never go out of their comfort zone, never change, always putting up with the same old crap. And do you want to be like that? No, you don't. Okay, no one does. And I definitely see you will not be like that, because you're both committed to changing, evolving, shedding your old skins, and like just constantly becoming better versions of yourself. And that keeps the relationship constantly fresh, exciting, and like literally, I don't know, just feeling excited to see who this person will turn into next. How far will they go? I feel in particular the bat is really excited to see how far the mouse's ambitions, career, life purpose goes and takes them. And I feel like the mouse is excited to see how much self-growth and improvements in like how the bat person lets the people around them treat them. I feel like you both see the greatest potential in each other. You both have this Michelangelo effect on each other, where you can see the masterpiece fully before it's even, you know, completed, and you bring out the best qualities in each other. So this is like a power relationship, straight up. We also have building blocks. I feel like you're going to be building a lot. 28 may be important, same as 10, 50, 53. Those all might be important numbers. And also the month correlation. So 2-8 would be like February 8th. 10, that could be the month of September. No, October. 5-3, that could be like May 3rd, whatever. So these numbers may be significant, but I do see you building a lot with this person. I'm also seeing like building a home, building a family, building a life together. So this is like life partnership type of soulmate energy. And I see you help build each other up, which is most important. We're going to get some Lover Oracle cards. These are the cards that came out for you. This is what the first one looks like. And it says, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. What this tells me is that you're gonna have a lot of beautiful memories with each other. Also, again, I keep getting this like not creepy energy, but like more paranormal energy from you guys. I almost wonder if you're both into like paranormal stuff, ghost hunting, or if you live in a haunted house, something like that. I'm getting some interest in that. Maybe you enjoy touring old buildings, which is a nice fond memory that you may share. There's something here about like that type of stuff, but I do see many memories will be built with each other. We have this card coming out, and it says, give thanks for the blessings of your love soon to come your way. So this is an important message, because this tells me that if you're single, this person may be coming in for you soon. That soon message is really sticking out here. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Oh my God, I can't talk today. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. I don't know why I just reread that, but I just feel like you guys need to trust that this is all going to unfold rather quickly for you. Then we have this card right here, and it says forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events. Yeah, bat. That person, you need to hear that one. Stop focusing your energy on past events. Your life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. I feel like you both need to really embrace newness, embrace the next chapter, and kind of shed this old version of yourself that says it's not possible or it can't move forward or whatever. Okay, so I shuffled up some final messages of advice for you, and you have the card Apprentice coming through. The number 4 may be important. Higher education, knowledge, beliefs, and wisdom. I feel like as you get wiser, older, more mature, this relationship will come together even more. That kind of rhymed. Also, full moon energy again. There's a lot of emotions involved here. And I feel like this relationship is not going to work out until you are at a full level of maturity. You are no longer in energies of codependency, clinging onto the past. And okay, I want to say something because I pulled some other cards and they flipped out, so I kind of saw them already. And this one says peaceful resolution. And then we have release your ex, the time has come to clear your energy, as well as reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So these are almost like opposite energies. And we have here forgiveness as well. Shedding your old skin. We had the death card in reverse. These are all cards of fully moving on from anything that happened in the past. And now I'm not saying that this soulmate is someone you have a history with. It might be the case for some of you, but I feel that if this is in fact an ex or someone from your past, you will not reconcile until you have fully moved on. And I know that's weird to hear, but until you've fully moved on from this person, completely released the past, and the past is gone for good, then it may reconcile. Now, for others of you, most of you, I would argue, you need to fully release your ex before spirit brings in someone new and you have this reconciliation, which is like a past life connection. So either way, no matter how you look at it, whether you're getting back with someone from your past and having forgiveness there, or if someone new is coming in, because I honestly feel like both of those energies here, you need to move on from your ex, you need to move on from your past. Okay, both of you. And before that happens, before you guys connect, you need to completely get over the past. For real, all right? So go talk to other people if you have to. Go do your own thing. Reduce your expectations to zero, as they say. Reduce your communication to zero. Or, a lot less. Whatever you have to do, you know what you have to do. But there is a ton of messages here about shedding your old skin, releasing your ex, peaceful resolution, forgiveness, all of these things, letting go. They all represent letting go of your past so that this new love can come forward, this new soulmate connection can come into your physical reality. Not just your ex, anyone who you've been hanging on to in this kind of toxic cyclical pattern. You need to let that go before this person comes in, okay? You all know what I'm talking about. Your intuition is telling you exactly what we're talking about. You need to let it go. It's like literally the second you're over it, it either comes back for this new chapter of soulmatehood or you find someone who is actually your soulmate. Does that make sense? So either way, you have to let go. Either way, you have to move on. Forgive completely. That's what I'm seeing here, okay? Either way, love will come. Either way, you'll be happy. So the time has come for you to clear your energy. Thank you guys for joining me. Like this video, comment how it resonated with you down below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I do offer personal readings on my website, spiritpsychic.org. The link to that is always in the description box. Bye bye.